Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa and I've got a fancy new setup. You're probably thinking, well, Sty, this kind of looks the same as the other videos where you've used the face cam. True, but I've done some upgrades to this. The lighting situation is like I am sitting in the nuclear fires of the sun. I don't know. But if I look at my lights, I will be permanently blinded. In fact, my eyes are already going funny through all of the lighting which is being blasted down upon me. Stuff I need to do though. I'm looking at my face here on the camera and it kind of looks weird color-wise. Like I need to sort out the color profiles on my fancy camera. All of this stuff I'll eventually get used to. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get stuck into the video because today I want to talk about Overwatch guilds and I want to talk about how Overwatch guilds could potentially, like, I don't want to use the, well, can I say save the game? I mean, Overwatch doesn't need saving, let's be honest, but I've been really thinking about ways this game can just propel itself onto the next level and thinking about core problems we've got right now. And what are the core problems with Overwatch? Well, I think toxicity is the problem, right? Now, we've had a lot of toxicity since the game began. There's been efforts to combat toxicity, which, you know, have they worked? I don't really know. Because the problem is not pure, straight up, what's happening? I'm getting caught. Like, it's not pure, straight up, like, abusive toxicity, right? We're not talking about people who are like, I don't know, racist or people who are like, use offensive language and stuff like that. You know, that's easy to ban people. What I'm talking about is people that don't play as a team. I class this as toxicity. Now, it kind of comes under griefing, poor teamwork, trolling to some degree, but it happens in every game, right? And why does it happen in every game? Now, I was playing Junkenstein's Revenge, and I noticed that people would leave Junkenstein's Revenge in the hero select phase. Now, why would they do that? Is it because they've clicked onto the wrong difficulty? You know, I'm trying to complete it on Legendary, so I've been playing it a lot on Legendary, and I'm like, oh, I'll go into it, and I'll play it on Legendary. And then I lock in a Soldier, because that's who I want to play. Somebody locks in as McCree, and then somebody leaves, and then somebody joins, then somebody leaves, then somebody joins, and then that person locks in as Anna, and somebody else locks in as Hanzo. What is happening there, right, is players are being able to pick and choose what games they play in. We cannot do this in competitive right now. I've got some dice. 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll roll the dice. Hang on. All right, so these are... I've destroyed my headphone. These are Warhammer 40k wound markers, but they're dice, basically, right? So let's get one out. And let's say these are... well, they're not actually dice in the sense of dice, but let's just say, like, if you look at this dice, right? You look at that dice, yeah? You see that? Go on, camera, focus, right? You see 1, 7, you know, what, 3... 5, whatever. All right, let's say I roll this and we need to get a 5 and the 5 will be the perfect team comp. I roll it, we get a 7. This means we're not going to get the perfect team comp. In fact, what we're going to get is 6 DPS, right? That's what is going on right now with Overwatch Competitive. And the problem with this is you go into the game and you want to play the heroes you want to play. Everybody wants to do this. I want to do this, yeah? I don't want to go in and play tanks if I'm feeling DPS-y, right? So... I roll the dice, I go into a game, DPS is locked in, I'm like, all right, I'll play tank because we need a tank. But then nobody's playing a healer, and then we end up losing that game. And the problem with all of this is it's way too random, right? We've covered this to death. Like, how do you fix this? Well, it dawned on me. We need guilds, don't we? Like, we can't have role select. I've spoke to the devs in person about this. I said, guys, you know, what about role select? I'm like, well, it just won't work. I spoke about maybe favoriting certain types of players. So if you've got loads of hours on tank heroes, then you shouldn't really be put with loads of other people who have got loads of hours on tank heroes. But here's the thing, right? You can't really do that, can you? Because what happens if those tank players want to start playing DPS? You can't just say because you've got 100 hours on Reinhardt, you can't play Soldier. That's not how this works. It kind of is, right, when you get into a game, because you don't want that guy with 400 hours, 500, 600 hours, whatever, on Reinhardt playing Soldier when he's not played him this season, right? Because you need him to be playing his best hero, especially if you're at the pinnacle of your rank, right? And it can be really frustrating. And of course, rank doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are in the ladder. So, what is the fix for all of this? Well, it finally dawned on me, like I said. Guilds would be the fix for this, because what we could do is have a massive list of players in a guild, right? Or a clan, or whatever the hell we want to call it. And then we could see what these players play. We could see what their rank is. I could go in there and go, right, who is a GM player? This guy, this guy, this guy. Suddenly, I've got 6 players, yeah? And it doesn't need to be GM. It can be Master, it can be Platinum, Gold, Bronze, whatever. You get 6 players, you get a tank, an off-tank, a DPS, a support. That, right, whether the devs want to believe it or not, is the Overwatch meta. If you do not have double support or double tank, most of the time you will lose. Yeah, I know you can do crazy stuff like, let's just go like 1 tank, Winston, or like Bastion, let's say. No, let's go Orisa as tank, yeah? Then let's get Bastion on the payload, let's get Mercy damage boosting him, and let's get Soldier, Junkrat, and Farah, right? That is not a very good team comp, right? But in some situations, it could work. But my issue is, I'm going into a lot of games where there isn't support players, or there isn't DPS players, or there isn't tank players, and it's way too random. This is why, when you play on the ladder, you will just get decimated, or you will decimate the enemy. I have very rarely been in super tight games where it's so close, it comes right down to the wire, because it's just a whitewash. It's like, oh, that guy on their team who's got 600 hours on Tracer is playing Tracer. The guy on our team who's got 600 hours on Tracer is not playing Tracer, because the guy who's a tank player decided he wanted to play Tracer. So this guy is now playing maybe a tank to fill, and he can't actually have any kind of impact because he's not playing his primary hero. This is a massive debate as well, right? I'm going to wrap the video up at this with a bit of a long-winded conclusion, so get ready for this. But I want you guys, before I do this, to comment below. Like, don't listen to what I'm about to say and then comment, because it might skew what your sort of thoughts are. I think right now, with Overwatch Competitive, we have a problem. We have a serious problem. I am playing Junkenstein's Revenge and really enjoying it. I don't play quick play. In fact, I never play quick play. I play deathmatch, team deathmatch, Junkenstein's Revenge, and competitive, yeah? The worst mode out of all of those that I don't have the most fun in is competitive. And why is that? Well, I have fun in competitive when I go into a game where the team is going to work around me. This is the problem, right? Everybody wants the team to work around them. Without a role select, which we'll never get, but imagine if we could select who would be on our team before we got into the game, yeah, you see where I'm going with this? That would get rid of the need for a role select, because if you're playing with people you know, because of course in Overwatch, everybody is pretty anonymous. All right, if you're Stylosa, or you're Spitfire, or you're, Steak Bake, or you're Seagull, or, even Defran, or any kind of well-known Overwatch name, yeah, you will get noticed in games. But that's like such a rare case. You don't know who that Torb was in your game. You don't know who that other person was in your game who has just suddenly decided to go like, hey, you know what? I'm just going to play DPS. I don't care. Like, so what if everybody's playing DPS on the team? I'm just going to lock in DPS as well. Those games are not fun. This game, right? Overwatch is the best game I have ever played. It is the best game I have ever played. Look at me, right? Look at my channel. Look at my desktop wallpaper. Look at my t-shirt. Look at my Winston. Look at my Pacamari. Look at my awesome Tracer laughing cry. Look at this, right? I play this game to death. I produce loads of content on this game. I love this game. I always say this, and you know I say this, guys. The best time I had playing Overwatch was when I played the ESL like open division cups, right? Just got 6 people together. We went in and played. That was awesome. That needs to be in the game. So what I want to see, right? And this might be shooting for the stars a little bit, because who knows if this is even going to be possible, or who knows if this is actually going to, they've even got like the bandwidth to do this. And by bandwidth, I just mean like the work capacity. Is at BlizzCon, I want to see them say, guys, the next feature coming to this game is a clan system. And then I want Jeff on the stage, right? This is what I want, with other Jeff, and with, like, I don't know, Michael Chu, put him on there, get Tim Ford up there, get all the big devs up there, and I want them to go, right, what we're going to do is open up this guild system where you can invite people into a guild, and then you can decide, do you want to play with the guys from the guild in competitive? Because guess what, right? Competitive has the, let's say, silly dynamic queue, because it can be abused, and it is abused, right? It's abused by groups of players. Let me just give you an example of this, to be honest. I told you this is going to be a long-winded conclusion, but an example of this is the top players in the world, right? Rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, yeah? In whatever region. Generally, they play together in a triple stack. Well, surely that means they're not really going to lose many games because they are the best players playing together, right? So they can just keep winning and winning and winning. It's very rare that they lose. That is abusing that kind of ladder system, and that's always going to happen. We know the devs do not want to give us a independent 6-man stack queue. We know they don't want to give us a true solo queue or a duo queue or whatever. They want us to have this dynamic queue. The reason for this is it's so we get into games fast, right? They don't want us sitting there for 5, 6, 7 minutes waiting for a game. They want us sitting there for a minute, 2 minutes tops, and then we get into a game. The longest queues I've ever had, maybe 4.5 minutes. That would be queuing on my highest rated account, and it would be queuing at like a crazy time, let's say 10 o'clock in the morning, right? So there's not that many players online, so it takes a little bit of time to find a team. Now, if they introduce the guild system, you could still use the dynamic queue, right? But the difference is, your 6 stack would go up against other 6 stacks more often because the matchmaker will try to match them, because simply there will be more of these people in the system because they are in a guild and there is a pool of players to pick from. I do not know 5 of the players of my rank I could put together and play. I know pro gamers that are way better than me and would never play with me. I know people who are below me. My real life friends are nowhere near me. I cannot play with them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my content creator friends are all over the place, so I can't actually get together and play competitive. So I am playing this team-based game on my own. How crazy is that? Like, if anybody should be playing it with people, it should be me, right? So what I'm saying is I want them to get their asses on the stage and go, we are giving you a guild system. And this guild system is going to let you get your friends together. It's going to let, like, me set up a massive guild, get loads of people in. We can see all their profiles. We can see what game modes they like to play. We can ask them and say, hey guys, would you like to get together? Let's do a triple stack, a duo, a 4-man, a 6-man group, or whatever. It would be so much more fun, I think. And throw into that a competition, like in-game competition system. Anyway, to give a conclusion to the conclusion, to wrap up this video, ladies and gentlemen, which has been a very passionate video, because I do believe this would be an awesome system to put into the game, is I think BlizzCon, when I sit down and I go off, you know, the crazy speculation hype train that I'm currently sitting right on for guilds and stuff like that, is I think we're going to see Spectator Tool, and I think we're going to see a new hero. I hope we see guilds, right? Are you with me, ladies and gentlemen? Are you with me? Let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think about this camera, like, because these type of videos are, you can see, like, to say I'm kind of used to looking at the camera because I've done this for so long when I used to stream all the time, kind of before Overwatch and all of that stuff. So I am used to sort of talking to and looking to a camera. It's a bit weird because I'm not using loads of gameplay footage in the background of this. It's more of like a discussion piece, which, oh God, the camera's running out of charge. I best go. Ladies and gentlemen, I thought he was plugged in. Guess not. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join the Discord, which is discord.gg/Unit Lost, which is the best thing we've got to an Overwatch guild right now. And I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Toodaloo.